Hey friends, I want to give a brief warning about reverse mortgages. This may be controversial, but I think reverse mortgages are often terrible, terrible tools. Here's why. So when do people typically get reverse mortgages? It's usually a situation where an older parent or just an older person has a lot of equity in their home, but they don't have much cash in the bank and they have rising expenses. Usually it's health expenses or long-term care expenses. 70% of Americans will need some form of long-term care after the age of 65. So let's say you have $1 million in equity in your home, but you're running out of cash. So if you don't have kids and you don't have any other family members who can help, a reverse mortgage may be fine. What is a reverse mortgage? It's basically getting a loan in advance. A reverse mortgage company gives you a cash payout and you pay it back every month out of the equity of your home. So maybe you get a $200,000 reverse mortgage, you pay a certain interest rate, you're paying it back every month. And then when you pass away or when you sell the house or under different circumstances, they get paid back. They get the money back. It seems on the surface, and you'll hear some reverse mortgage people say, there's no downside. There's a massive downside. What is that? So the loan, the reverse mortgage, is you can stay in your house as long as you want. And that's true. But what if you need to move out of your house? 70% of Americans are going to need some form of long-term care. And many of them are not going to be able to stay at home. If you need 24/7 support, or if you need additional medical support, you might have to move to a senior community, to assisted living, or even to a nursing home. Reverse mortgages almost always have provisions that say if you move out of your house for more than 6 months, and it's often going to be extended to a year, the loan becomes due. You got to pay it back. So even if you still want to hold on to the house, you may have to pay the loan back. And what does that mean? It means you have to sell the house. By definition, how can you afford to pay the loan back if you don't have any other cash? You wouldn't have gotten the loan in the first place. Why is this so bad? Well, if you have kids and you want to leave wealth to them and want to leave the house to them, if you have to sell while mom and dad are still alive, you might take a massive capital gains tax hit. Because by definition, if you have a lot of equity in your home, it's probably worth a lot more than you paid. So if you sell the home, you have to tell the IRS, I paid, let's say it's worth $2 million. You paid $100,000 for it 25 years ago. You have to tell the IRS, well, I paid $100,000 for this house. Now it's worth $2 million. I have a $1.9 million gain. A little bit of that can be protected if it's your primary residence, the first $250,000. But beyond that, you could be paying the IRS hundreds of thousands of dollars in capital gains taxes because you were forced to sell the house to pay back the reverse mortgage because you moved out of the house. And what are you giving up? You're giving up the crucial stepped up basis. If the house is in mom and dad's estate when they pass away, the cost basis, the number used to calculate capital gains taxes, is reset to fair market value. In plain English, that means if mom and dad can hold on to the house until they pass away and then it goes to the kids, that can save the family hundreds of thousands of dollars in capital gains taxes. Reverse mortgages often eliminate that possibility. I've had clients come to us frantically, or the adult children of clients saying, hey, my dad got a reverse mortgage. He's in assisted living. They say the loan is due. What can we do? And we're very limited in what we can do. So what are alternatives to this? If you have adult children, or if you're the adult child and mom and dad have high expenses and are looking at reverse mortgages, one option is look at a different type of loan, like a home equity line of credit. You might need to co-sign with mom and dad to get this, but these are different than reverse mortgages. They're a little harder to get, but you don't have to pay them back. They don't become due when you move out of the house. So as long as you keep paying the bills, you should generally be okay. Another option is adult children just help pay for mom and dad's expenses, knowing that if we can pay their expenses for the rest of their lives, maybe it gets too expensive, but if we can just pay those and hold on to the house or other real estate, we get the stepped up basis, and then we can sell and cover other expenses. If both parents are alive, when one parent passes away, you get the benefit of the cost, the stepped up cost basis, and then you could sell and support the surviving parent. So it's just such a huge mistake to think of reverse mortgages as some sort of panacea. They aren't. Talk to an attorney, talk to advisors before you do this. There are situations, to be clear, where reverse mortgages can make sense. If you don't have kids and you just need cash, you don't have other people who can help out, hey, maybe a reverse mortgage is the right tool. I'm not saying they're always bad, but I think a lot of families jump into these without truly understanding the massive cost that they may be faced with, the tax hit they may face. And it's an avoidable tax hit. So let's be educated about this, and let's be careful with reverse mortgages. Make sure you have an estate plan in place. Your house needs to be in a living trust, or it could be stuck in probate. It could be exposed to a state payback provision. If you get long-term care, the state of California or other states can go after your house after you're gone. It needs to be in a living trust. But let's be really careful with reverse mortgages and make sure you talk to experts before you consider them. What do you think about this? Do you have a reverse mortgage? Have you looked at them? Do you have any questions? Does it sound confusing? Do you disagree with this? Leave a comment, like, share this with anybody you know who might be looking at reverse mortgages.